and welcome back to the channel. Now you join me in the passenger seat of a car on the way to go and have a look at an eBay purchase that I probably shouldn't have made. So I'll tell you about that in just a sec. So you join me in the passenger seat, as I said, of a little smart car that is owned by my good friend, Mr. Colm Simpson here. We're going out on a bit of an outing. Yeah, I haven't really explained what we're doing to Colm either. I've known Colm for quite a long time now. We do a radio show together. We do a few bits and pieces together, so we are pretty good friends. And I've roped him into this as part of my YouTube channel, which is new to you, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah. Remind me why we're friends again?
Yeah, that comes up quite a lot. So what we're on our way to do in traffic that we're just about to hit is we're heading down to Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
Because I have made an eBay purchase.
Have you even told me what you've bought yet? No, you haven't. What have you bought?
No. So I've looked and I have found the cheapest BMW Z3 sports car in the northeast that I mistakenly put a bid on eBay. I think
mistakenly?
Yes,
yeah, sure.
About a week or so ago. It was one of those 7-day auctions.
Yeah.
I put a bid in thinking there's no way this car will sell for this price. And then two days ago, I got the notification saying, you are still the highest bidder. And I thought, it's still got time, it's not going to happen. But then I got the notification the next morning saying, you have won, time to pay.
You muppet.
So we're now on our way to go and take a look at my new purchase, my BMW Z3. Now,
you keep saying Z3. Why does that seem familiar with me and you?
That's right, yes. So I used to own a Z3. So before. I owned a Z3 in my early 20s.
Okay.
It was an R-Reg. This is an R-Reg as well. So
is it the same car?
It's not, unfortunately. I have actually looked for my original registration and it's showing Sawn. It's showing now. So I keep looking just in case if that little black Z3 is still floating around somewhere. So yeah, so we're going to go and take a look at this 1.9 Z3. It's 1997 and I've basically bought it sight unseen, haven't I, when you think about it?
Yeah.
So whilst we're sat in usual rush hour traffic,
why did you agree to this time again?
I'm not sure. Yeah,
fair enough.
We'll just continue on. So we're sat in Colm's smart car. Now, what engine has this got? Because it's a quirky little thing.
Oh yeah. So smart. Has a Mercedes-Benz engine in.
Oh, so it's Mercedes-Benz kind of underneath.
Yep. 700cc rear-wheel drive.
Rear-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yep, it is.
And I do notice one thing.
What?
The engine's behind us, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So it's a rear engine.
Yes, it is. It's weird because I've not really got a bonnet at all. Barely have a boot.
Yeah, the front of the car's kind of there. And the other thing I've noticed, the gear shifter, and there's no clutch.
No clutch.
So it's an automatic. Well, in fact, it's like a Ferrari with a Tiptronic gearbox.
That's exactly how I describe it. Tiptronic.
Just without flappy paddles.
Yeah, I've got a nice little shifter.
Very strange. What a very strange car. We might need to feature this car at some point in the future.
So one of its quirks is you can change up and down manually. So changing down, obviously, revs will go up. Changing it back up again, that's fine. But if I say brake, as I'll have to in a few minutes, it'll change down automatically.
Oh, okay. So it still won't stall.
No, it won't stall. Never stalls.
What an
I say.
odd vehicle. There's always a first time.
I know, right?
You never know. We might push it push it hard enough to stall one day.
Dear Lord, no.
So yeah, it's a little bit of an unusual mode of transport, but hopefully it'll get us to our Z3 and we'll take a look at it along there. Right, we've arrived.
Yep.
And it's sat outside here and it's pouring down still. I've got the keys off the owner. Now he's not going to appear on camera, which is fair enough. I've explained what I'm up to and he's given me the keys so we can take a look around it, but I'll tell you what, why don't we jump in the car, because it's pouring down right now.
You chose the wrong time and the wrong weather.
You never buy a car in the rain. Here we go, it's a bit better in here. Well, it's a good test actually that the roof doesn't leak.
Does it leak?
Nope, we've
No.
got spot on roof. And we've also been given quite a pile of paperwork as well actually that Colm's got there. That's not bad going.
What are they doing?
Receipts, I think there's...
Halfords.
One of the things that the guy did mention to me, he said that it's a modified exhaust and it sounds pretty throaty, to be honest.
Yeah.
We did start it up just a few minutes ago. I'll show you it properly later. It's a bit of a throaty exhaust. There's a exhaust rattle, quite a bad exhaust rattle.
Oh no.
That we need to look into. Again, he did say that when we were talking, when we messaged actually before we came down to get it. And there's a lot of information there, which is always good to see.
Oh yeah, like MOT certificates going back several years, and then I hate it. I love to see failures in MOTs.
Yes.
Because then you know it's been fixed. Well, you hope it's been fixed, but you know that they've not just taken it to some MOT place that will just give you a certificate that shouldn't exist but totally do.
Absolutely. And what I did, because as well, he did post the all the photos with the reg. So I already looked at the MOT because it makes sense. It's one of my pet hates when people sell a car and they hide the reg. It makes me think, well, I just move on.
Yeah, I mean, what have you got to hide? It doesn't show you address. It just shows history of miles and
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So I'm fairly happy with this.
Yeah.
We've checked the engine out. I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to look over it probably on another day.
What? You don't want to get soaked?
Yes, we'll do a proper walk around. I think that the aim now is to get the car back home.
Yeah.
If you can follow me in your smart car, please, just to make sure, because again, it's an unknown car.
Yeah, I do feel like if you put your foot down, you'll just make me disappear in your rear view mirror, though.
But it's all fine. It moves, it brakes. It's all as he said. To be absolutely fair to the seller, I'm really quite happy.
Oh, well, there you go. So as long as you're happy, yeah.
I think I'll go and do the deal. You think?
Go give him some money.
I'll go and give him some money. And here it is sat back at home, and we can take a proper look around it and tell you a bit more about my new purchase. And to be honest, I think I've ended up with a bargain on it. I ended up getting this for £1,000, which isn't too bad going, I think. I know that the price on Z3s have dropped recently, so they are a bit of a bargain at the minute. They are quite low priced, and you can get a fun little sports car. I'll tell you a little bit about it and get you inside. Let's have a little look around it. This is the 1997. It's the 1.9 litre petrol engine on this Z3. I'll take you inside and let you have a little look around. It's pretty clean going. I've had it cleaned out. It's just got a few cosmetic marks on it. It's got an aftermarket gear stick, which I hate. I'm going to replace that. It's also wrong. Reverse on the Z3 is top left, so I don't like that at all. It's also unfortunately got an aftermarket head unit, which is a bit of a shame. The original radio would look much better in the car, but you can see it all looks fairly clean. One of the downsides is the steering wheel is in a pretty bad state, and you can see actually the leather is coming away, so I'm not quite sure how we would solve that. So it's a bit grotty from that point of view. The rest of it not bad at all actually. Everything is intact. I've got a few miscellaneous little bits of plastic and bits of pieces lying around, but other than that it's all holding up really quite well. This door card seems a little loose, I thought, so I think that's been out. Also the window switch isn't clicking back into place properly, but these are all fairly minor things. In terms of driving, the engine is spot on. It's running really nicely, gets up to temperature, and it sits there. I've taken it on a couple of drives since I bought the car, and it's pretty good going. Let's take you around and I'll show you the 1.9 engine. Now the engine that's inside this one, it's the BMW M44, which is actually, I think, one of the most reliable engines in the BMW range. Direct overhead cam, 4-cylinder petrol. This was ran until around about 2000, I think it was. So it's an inline 4. This one 1.9 litre, and direct overhead cam, as I say. The interesting thing is the weight and the power of this one. So it's just around about a ton in weight. So it's quite heavy for what is a smallish sports car. And the specs aren't blisteringly fast, to be fair. For a 1.9, we've got a 0 to 60 in about 9 seconds. So it's never going to win any super speed records. But the low nature of it, I mean, you can see it does sit quite low on the ground. And the fact that this was built by BMW to be one of its sporty cars, very basic, no electronic add-ons and things like that, so it is just pure driving car. And they did build this as one of their fun sports cars, and I've got to admit, it's really nice. It's got really nice mid-power torque. It will push hard in practically any gear at any level of the rev range, which is really interesting. And for a fun little car, I don't think you can go far wrong with this. I would put this alongside the MX-5 in terms of just pure fun to have a drive. Take it out, fling it round a bit, but you're not going fast. You don't have to go fast in this car, which is something I think is starting to get missed more and more on newer cars. You don't need super speed. What you want is a car that is fun to drive and isn't going to be ridiculous to look after. Now, obviously, I haven't gone that far with this one yet. I haven't gone through too many problems with it. So what the longevity of it will be like will remain to be seen. I don't think we're going to have problems with the engine. The engine, I think, is probably the least of my worries on this one. I think the bodywork and some of the other parts, the BMW-ness of the car, might be where we come unstuck with it. But for now, straight off buying, I think we've made a good choice. So since buying the Z3, I've noticed something really strange happening. Now, it's going to be a few weeks since I actually bought this Z3 because of the way that the videos are coming out at the moment on the channel. So I bought my Z3 quite a few weeks ago. But what I've noticed recently is a load of other big YouTubers are all doing the same thing. They're buying BMW Z3s at the minute. So I'm talking to you, Auto Alex, and I'm talking to you, Car Wizard, because both of them have just bought Z3s. So Auto Alex on his channel has just bought, or Taylor has bought, a Z3 as part of a challenge they're doing to the Nürburgring. That's with Tavares as well, so that's a one to watch. But also, Car Wizard has just bought a BMW Z3, or Z3 as they say over in the States, for Mrs. Wizard. So what's going on, guys? Why are you all buying Z3s? I know it's not copying me. I know that's for sure. I'm not going to even pretend to think that you guys watch my channel. But yeah, so they're buying up Z3s, which is really strange. Now, whether that is going to influence how many people start to get interested in these again, it'll be interesting to see. I'm still happy with mine. I still think I have got a bargain with my Z3, and I hope you think the same. Now, a little bit of history in the Z3. I used to own a Z3 in my early 20s, and it was the same engine model as this, the 1.9, and this car is very, very similar in so many ways, apart from one, and I didn't know what this button was for. And I never realised that these came with a power soft top option. So to do that, what you do is you release the clamps for the roof, and then you lift the first little way, put the clamps back into their stow position, and then what we can do is we can press the button and back goes our power roof, and we're ready to go. So what's it like to drive? Well, it doesn't have all of your modern add-on features. It has a very simple mechanical rear-driven wheel slip diff. You can hear the previous owner has done a little bit of something to the exhaust, and I'll show you that later, which does make it have a rather interesting exhaust note, and that's not standard. And I'm not sure, I'd love some comments. We'll talk about the exhaust when I get back home. But in terms of driving, really easy car to drive. You've got a nice 5-speed gearbox. I've noticed that the clutch on this, really nice biting point, spot on. It's quite a harsh clutch, which is what you'd expect from a car that's got a little bit of power behind it. Like I say, the 1.9 engine's never going to set things alight, but for driving along and having a bit of fun in a car, it certainly helps. Opinion of the BMW Z3 and our 1997. I love it, to be honest. It's getting back a car that I had a long time ago and had forgotten how much fun. I don't think I actually appreciated how much fun that car was back when I owned it the first time round, and I certainly appreciate it now. What is the fate of it? I'm not quite sure. I'd love to hear a bit of your feedback on it. Do pop a comment down the bottom and let me know, because there isn't enough space here at HQ, so I'm not quite sure what is going to happen to this car long term. But let me know what you think. Has this been a good purchase? Has it not? I think in the next video we need to take a look over it. We need to properly find out what problems we've got, what repairs, because I've spotted a couple of things that need solving on it already. Have a guess, let me know, and in the next video I think we'll take a look and get some of those problems sorted.